Welcome, B2B energy leaders, to this strategic briefing. Let's be completely uncompromising right out of the gate. The contemporary landscape of business-to-business sales has shifted permanently. Look, if your teams are still relying on manual, volume-based prospecting, your systems are already obsolete. It's that simple. Our goal today is extremely straightforward. We are going to transform your disparate, messy data silos into a highly synchronized, precision-engineered machine. We're going to break down exactly how to architect an AI-powered lead enrichment engine from the ground up, specifically utilizing n8n workflow orchestration.
Let's lay down the mandate right here on day one. We're talking about a 50% increase. Organizations that make the decisive shift to leverage an AI-native infrastructure aren't just seeing cute incremental improvements. They generate 50% more sales-ready leads. And at the exact same time, they are cutting operational costs by 33%. The maturity of your lead management process is now the ultimate, undeniable predictor of commercial success in the energy sector. You literally can no longer afford that old divide between marketing and data engineering. In a modern revenue architecture, those disciplines have effectively erased each other.
So how do we actually hit those numbers? To achieve that exact metric, the gentlest method isn't just an option, it is absolutely mandatory. We're not talking about some static old-school process of just appending contact data to a spreadsheet. It is a dynamic, high-precision, automated orchestration framework built for qualitative intelligence gathering. The gentlest method demands that we transition entirely away from manual prospecting and move into autonomous, high-precision procurement. It requires us to build a marketing engine that speaks fluently to both human engineers and autonomous procurement agents.
Historically, the focus was entirely on speed to lead, basically how fast a human could react to a form fill. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why the new paradigm has to be signal to consensus. In high-regret, highly complex environments like the energy sector, we are no longer just racing the clock. We are racing to build a comprehensive, multi-layered profile of buying intent, a profile that completely satisfies a complex procurement committee before a human sales rep ever even makes contact.
Okay, let's dive into this infrastructure setup, because your hosting environment completely dictates your data sovereignty. While something like n8n Cloud is great for rapid prototyping, for the highly regulated energy sector, a self-hosted Docker environment or a Kubernetes cluster is strictly non-negotiable. Self-hosting provides total, uncompromising control over exactly where your sensitive data is stored and executed. It's how you maintain strict compliance with zero-trust data policies and frameworks. You keep the data entirely within your own perimeter.
Now let's look at the engine itself. A true production-ready workflow requires 5 mandatory stages. We kick off with webhook ingestion, capturing signals in real time. Immediately, we move to data validation to ensure absolute integrity. Because let's face it, bad data breaks production. Then we hit API enrichment, followed by agentic scoring, where the AI actually evaluates the lead. Finally, IF branching kicks in to route the data. This entire pipeline, from a webhook capture directly to a fully scored CRN record, must be executed in under 30 seconds.
That crucial ingestion stage relies heavily on a really diverse spectrum of multimodal signals. We are capturing data that ranges from highly structured firmographic directories, think Crunchbase and Apollo, all the way down to bottom-of-funnel intent platforms like G2 and Bombora. And capturing this data effectively, it requires a surgical combination of native APIs and custom scrapers. We're pulling in active research intent, real-time buying signals, and highly specific firmographics to build a bulletproof profile right from the starting line.
Let's move to the enrichment stage and see how this builds. All those signals feed directly into what we call a waterfall architecture. Instead of relying on a single fragile source of truth, we sequentially query multiple APIs. We hit Clearbit, then Apollo, then Hunter. We take those JSON payloads and merge them into a single unified lead object. This design ensures total data coverage. Why? Because if one specific API node fails to return a result, the next one instantly catches it. We engineer this with strict, graceful failure logic, so the automation never, ever halts.
Once that data is fully enriched, we deploy agentic reasoning. You can go ahead and say goodbye to static, rigid filters right now. We're utilizing advanced large language models like GPT-4 running on LangChain nodes to act as an intelligent SDR. Instead of blindly filtering a list by company size, the AI actually reads the room. It interprets the semantic context of website content and user queries to execute a highly nuanced qualitative evaluation of their true fit.
From there, the AI agent assigns a psychographic score. Now, what's really interesting about this exact scoring system is how it dictates the system's next physical action. A hot score of 8 to 10 immediately routes to the CRM, fires off a Slack notification to the team, and initiates highly personalized outreach. A warm score of 5 to 7 seamlessly triggers an email nurture sequence packed with targeted case studies. And a cold score under 5, that's strictly logged for long-term educational resources. The routing is instantaneous and it is entirely autonomous.
To ensure this machine operates flawlessly in the real world, we have to drill down into exact node-level engineering. Dynamic expressions in n8n are absolutely critical here. Take the now expression enclosed in double curly brackets. Listen, this isn't just some basic time function. It is the exact mechanism that guarantees strict time-stamped SLA tracking for your performance auditing. Every single event is logged with mathematical precision, so we know exactly when a signal was captured and exactly when it was processed.
Similarly, take a look at the execution's ID expression. So the crucial point here is that this specific function perfectly interlocks your external CRM data with your backend execution logs. It injects a unique run ID into every single payload. If there is ever a discrepancy in Salesforce or HubSpot, your engineers have the exact ID to trace that event back through the workflow logs for flawless, immediate debugging. There's no guessing, there's only engineered visibility.
Now, when we deploy AI at a massive enterprise scale, we have to face the brutal economic math of token costs. Proprietary APIs average over $6 per million input tokens. However, open-source, self-hosted models run at roughly 60 cents. Let that sink in. Deploying self-hosted open-source models is roughly 7.3 times cheaper for bulk tasks like data extraction and summarization. You reserve those expensive proprietary models strictly for high-stakes, complex personalization. It's just smart engineering.
And how do we measure the ultimate success of this entire engineered system? By holding our revenue team strictly to the marketing contribution to pipeline, or the MCP formula. We absolutely do not care about social media engagement or vanity open rates. Success is measured strictly by sales wins and the tangible pipeline generated by the system. This brings absolute, undeniable accountability to the architecture.
With this level of autonomous power, ethical governance is a mandatory operational requirement, not just a nice-to-have HR policy. We strictly adhere to GDPR compliance and data minimization, meaning we extract only the data absolutely necessary, nothing more. Furthermore, we mandate a human-in-the-loop override process for AI decisions, and we utilize the Stanford HAI framework to ensure uniform and reflective neutrality in our algorithmic outputs. Operationalizing ethical lead generation is fundamental to maintaining your commercial trust.
Finally, as your lead volumes inevitably surge, your infrastructure has to scale without breaking a sweat. Achieving enterprise performance requires strict technical optimizations. We mandate the use of queue mode with Redis and multiple worker nodes to handle high-frequency data streams with zero latency. We implement modular sub-workflows for isolated debugging, utilize batching for bulk database inserts to dramatically reduce API overhead, and we enforce strict idempotency protocols to guarantee we never, ever duplicate a CRM record.
The era of manual sales engagement is completely over. Organizations that fail to engineer their revenue systems with the exact same uncompromising precision as their physical assets will simply face algorithmic invisibility. The framework is here. The math is clear. Will your revenue systems achieve engineering precision, or will you be left behind? It's time to build what comes next. Project 54, Revenue Architecture Engineered.